Greetings, Summoners. Cosmic here, and welcome back to another Battle Spirits Saga video. And today we're going to be talking about the 3 different ways that you can play Battle Spirits Saga online, because maybe you are a new player that wants to check out the game, or you're really excited by all the event announcements that have just dropped, and obviously more dates to come, and you just want to know, hey, where can I start that journey? I've been seeing a lot of these comments pop up on Facebook or Twitter, and also there's been some confusion around what each one of these are, so hopefully this is just a very short video and straight to the point of the pros and cons of each one of them and kind of my best recommendation at the end of it. Now, of course, I do want to give a huge shout out here to Main Deck Masters as always, because I will be using their footage from the games that they recorded, because if you know me, I hate playing card games online unless it is a digital only game for a wide variety of reasons. So while these are not personally for me, I do appreciate the accessibility option and obviously just flexibility of them for people who want to do some last minute testing or just, you know, swap decks before an event, but you don't want to pay $50 for a frog, right? Whatever the case might be, online does have its advantage, but at least for me, I will usually never use them just because I want to play physically. For me, it's much about the muscle memory and the actual experience. That's why I still play physical card games primarily. But again, huge shout out to them. Go check out their YouTube channel. And I, again, will be just showing some clips from it for the sake of just showing off the gameplay and what each of them look like. So first things first, let's talk about Board Game Arena, or the first thing that really kind of drew up a lot of interest within the community, or a lot of people talking about, at least on Twitter, because they didn't know what it was. So for those who are unfamiliar, Board Game Arena is just an online website hosted that if you wanted to play Wingspan, if you wanted to play Azul or Catan, you can quite literally just go into an online lobby and find some people playing Catan. And for example, there's 3,800 people playing Catan right now. So it's a nice digital space that if you just want to check out a board game, maybe if you want to play with some friends or online, create some lobbies. Each one of the different games kind of have their own how far they're built out in terms of the capabilities that are there. But generally, it's a landing page where you can learn about the game, find an online client for it. And again, this is straight out of like 1990s, early 2000s kind of online feel. But again, it's free. It's easily accessible. You go to boardgamearena.com, you make an account, and you log in. And then that kind of gets us to, okay, well, what did this look like, right? When a lot of people landed on this page, and yes, the other reason why I'm doing this is because at the time of recording, this is now in open beta. So yes, everyone can go check this out now. It was a limited alpha testing, so now it is available to everyone. And at the time, there's 107 games that are being played. So again, this is largely meant to be just an online learning resource. Yes, this is not a full online sim, and this is where we kind of get into one of the cons about this. I know a lot of people were excited because there was like all this talk about ELO in one of the snapshots, like, oh, it's going to be a fully robust supported system. Unfortunately, no. I can tell you right now, just from the information that I know, it is going to be limited to just starter decks. This was really meant to be more of an advertising tool because, again, as we know, for those that have played Battle Spirits Saga, it really does appeal more to a tabletop audience because of the way that the resource management system works. So I think this is a very natural fit for the game. So a pro is that this is just really good to show people if they're on here, they actually like type B, right? It's going to be, or BA. It's going to come up right here for, oops, I typed BAT, sure. Right? But it's going to come up pretty quickly and people are going to be like, oh, what's this? And I'm going to click on it. And there are a lot of, wow, already 1.5 thousand players for Battle Spirits Saga, right? There are going to be groups dedicated to this. So it's really just a great online community to hopefully get the discussion going. And of course, here I'm just going to show a little bit of the UI itself and kind of the quick gameplay. Again, this is going to be sped up as I'm going through this. But unfortunately, as you can see, it is just going to be the starter decks that are available. They have a couple different of the games up online. But again, if you're a veteran or have already been invested in some time into Battle Spirits Saga, then, well, this isn't going to be for you. Again, it's great for getting a new player into it. It's great from a marketing standpoint. If you have a friend who's interested and you want them to spend, you know, $0, but you want them to have like a very intro-friendly, ready-to-go experience, then hey, this is probably going to be the best tool for that because it is just starter deck focused, and overall it is okay, right? In terms of it's not the tutorial app maybe we all wish for, but at least can get you started. So pros, easily accessible. It's a great marketing tool. Cons, well, it's lacking. That doesn't have everything available for it. So that is the Board Game Arena overview out of the way. Moving on from there, we have the Tabletop Simulator. Now, a quick disclaimer. If you somehow don't have Tabletop Simulator already, It's just great for a lot of things. Like there's a ton of board games on it. There's a ton of fully scripted board games or other experiences. Like Pokemon Monopoly is on there. Like there's just a lot of stuff, or Pokemon Adventure game. There's a lot on there. Like overall, aside from this entire video, if you can at any point just pick up Tabletop Simulator for $10, just do it while it's on sale, and future you is going to thank you for it. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the digital card game experiences side when it's built into something like this, but if you are looking for something that is going to have a full experience and is giving you a little bit more than what we saw out of Board Game Arena, then this can be a really nice choice. Now, again, it is something that does A, require Steam, and B, does require a $10 purchase, or I think it's $20 at the full price. So those are going to definitely be the cons for it, but it does have some nice scripting to it. The other thing I forgot to mention up front is that I will have links to all of this below. So if you want to look into more of each of these programs or platforms, definitely check out those links in the comments. I'll just pin it down there. So the one thing I have to add here from Tabletop Simulator is that after you buy it, you do need to go over to the workshop. And I got to give a huge shout out to Dex, who's been putting this together and has been maintaining this, right? So again, this is going to be another tool that, you're looking for that next step. You really want to start to get ready for that regional or get ready for that online event. You want to have something that's a little bit more complete. So again, huge shout here to the Main Deck Masters, just showing off some of their gameplay. You can zoom in and out, unlike the Board Game Arena. You can really customize your battlefield, as much as it were, the view on the battlefield. Overall, Tabletop Simulator, again, has just been a tried and true system for Flesh and Blood. Obviously, Battle Spirits Saga now. I know Grand Archive players have really used it. Star Wars Unlimited had a online tournament with it. Like every card game in general has a Tabletop Simulator mod for it. And this is where I had mentioned that if you are interested at all in being able to try out other card games before you get into them, then Tabletop Simulator is really the best tool for that. And there are going to be online communities that can help you get set up. Now, some of them aren't as fully scripted or have as much automation as we might like from time to time. But in general, if you're ever playing card games now or in the future, it's going to come back to Tabletop Simulator one way or another. So if you can, I definitely very strongly recommend checking it out. So again, pros, it now has the full card availability. It's not just starter decks. Of course, there are starter decks in here as well. If you want to, teach someone the game really quick, they're very quickly to import. They're on the table for you. You get 2 starter decks, you're good to go, right? Cons is that it does require a computer, where the rest of it was a web browser or something you can play on like an iPad. This does take a little bit more of a requirement from your home computer setup, which can be a negative for some people. I totally understand that. However, again, I think that Tabletop Simulator, apart from this video, is something that is very well received within the card game communities for as long as that I've been doing this. And I definitely would recommend that if you can pick it up on for sale, just go pick it up for sale for $10, right? It's a great investment for long term, and I'm sure future you will definitely be happy that you did at one point. So again, from the Tabletop Simulator standpoint, overall, I think this was previously the best tool that we had, and I'll get into why in just a moment here. But again, don't forget, you do need to go to the community. You have to go into workshop. You have to download this, or you have to get the script, I should say, up and running, import it and all that stuff, and then you're good to go. So it does take a little bit of work, and hey, I need to make sure I know how to do all this and get into it. But once it's set up, you can just import decks easily and you're good to go. There's a ton of videos out there right now for Battle Spirits Saga Tabletop Simulator gameplay and instructions. So feel free to go check those out if you do need more information. So with that out of the way, again, we have our intro-friendly web browser-based, really quick, great marketing tool, lacking in the starter deck, only format in terms of it. You can't really expand out into other decks. Then we have a paid option, which does require Steam and gets you a little bit closer to, hey, now we can get those competitive decks underway, but this is kind of buried in Steam. It's not really well known. This is much more of, if you're this far into Battle Spirits Saga, you already knew about this because you were in the Discord or in the Facebook groups asking about this sort of thing. Now, the third and final and best option, in my opinion, is this wonderful site called Battle Spirits Saga Deck Builder, or bssdb.dev, which hopefully you might know by now, or if you're a new player, surprise, this is going to be one of your best resources other than Eggman events for future meta reports. Go check that stuff out as well. But hopefully you've seen this at least once before watching this video. If you haven't, this is our community database, which has just been wonderful in terms of the continued support that it gets, has a deck builder, has all the card images, all that great stuff. And now you might notice that there is, hopefully it's not getting cut off my screen, there is a nice little play button as well. So now you have the ability to just play a full game of Battle Spirits Saga in your web browser. That is here front and center. There's also a solitaire mode. You can notice here that is on the left-hand side, and on the right button, there is a multiplayer test. Disclaimer, yes, I do have to mention that this is still in kind of its early alpha. There is a lot more features that are coming soon, and hopefully you can just join our Discord to stay up to date on all the updates for the lobbies and whatnot. But similar to things like Untap, which I'm leaving off on this video for the reason of like, I think this is just does a much better job while having that kind of online feel to it, is that it will have lobbies and things of that nature. So from a overall, what is the best way to play online? This is going to be the way to do it. Now, the one disclaimer that I have to add is that I wonder what this is going to be like, because this is, I'm sure Bandai is aware, right, of BSSDB. There's no way that they're not. However, we now get into the problem, and this is where I have to add the largest con in this entire video, unfortunately. Licensing makes things a little difficult, right? So we know that Evangelion set is coming out, and while Bandai would probably turn a blind eye for a lot of things with the simulator that it's going to be, or just the online multiplayer, licensors carry a little bit more. So again, that might be one area where we might not be able to host the Evangelion stuff on the website. Again, we won't know until it's out, until the images are out there. We'll see. But there might become a point where no collab set will be able to host on this without fear of getting it shut down, where something like Battle Spirits Saga on Tabletop Simulator is far more hidden, far more, kind of under the weeds, and would get something that gets missed because it is with, a program within a program within a program sort of thing, where BSSDB is kind of up front and center. So with that, we'll just show you a little bit more gameplay here as well. Of course, again, all this is just being sped up, just kind of giving you an idea of what the different UIs look like and all that good stuff. Again, huge shout out to Main Deck Masters for the footage. But overall, yes, I think this is going to be the best area going forward for us to look into expanding out Battle Spirits Saga to other players. And hopefully some of the new players that have caught this video, if the YouTube algorithm does all of its work and what it needs to do, this video at least pointed you in the right direction. Again, at least for me, I do have to very, very strongly recommend BSSDB as the best tool out there for a multiplayer experience. I think it does give us the best view of, we have the flat view from Board Game Arena, where it's just very clear on what's on the stage. Then you have the Tabletop Simulator, which can give you the full customization and kind of zooming in and out and all this crazy stuff, where now BSSDB just has all the information you need in one quick, easy view and gives you all the information you need. And it's very easy to click through and kind of get out the gameplay experience. And now, yes, it does require you to use voice chat or something along those lines at this time because there's no chat, but I do know that is something that's coming up in the near future. So please look forward to it. Again, that was just a very quick high-level overview of 3 different ways to play Battle Spirits Saga online today, because again, I love the new pen and stuff and the other cards that we've been getting, so I am very excited to get testing. But for me, the secret fourth option, as it were, is, hey, join our community Discord, link in the description, and if you want to just get some webcam games in, that's another way to get the experience and just get the reps in to hopefully go take down a preseason, regional, local store championship, the online events I have the pens in, right? There's a lot of great events coming in 2024, and I'm excited to go out to whichever one I can make it to at this point, because we're still waiting on the grand opens, but I'm going to be playing in the online events, and I have my webcam set up, so very excited for that. And with that, we are going to be recording some Set 4 games here soon, so I'm excited about that. I finally got my case, if you've been following me on Twitter or the community page, so I apologize for the delay, but it's just been setback after setback after setback with trying to get my stuff. I still didn't get my dash packs. I'm trying to find tournament promos because I think more than just the frog is actually playable and needed in some of those lists. So a lot more work to do of just tracking stuff down, but hopefully we'll get to some more versus videos here soon. So with that, my friends, stay safe, stay hydrated, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.